to Dead Man Talking. Tonight's story is a collection of short but yet equally creepy creature encounters. Some of those being over in the Philippines. One of the cryptid creatures I'm sure you have all heard of as much as me, the Aswan, which actually happens to be a type of skinwalker type creature over there. And also a encounter with a dogman, or devil dog shall I say, over on USA soil is our second story. I hope you guys enjoy these short but equally frightening encounters. Please of course do let me know down below in the comments. Of course please do like and share. Without further ado, let's get into tonight's first story, sent in by my friend and subscriber Frederick Hillman. I'd like to entitle The Philippines Aswan. Let's get straight into that. Good morning, DMT, whatever time it is at your location. Laugh out loud. I understand you're in need of stories. Well, I have some recent things that have happened at my piggery, and a few other things that have happened to the folks at the house we currently reside in. First, I would like you to know I am of sound mind, educated with a background as a paramedic and police officer, retired, so much doesn't bother me anymore. So, several months ago, things began to happen here. Let me begin by saying before we moved into this house, it had no roof, and my old lady's brother was using it for a place to sleep. He ran an extension cord so he would have some light at night. This is his story. During the night, while he was asleep, he felt an urgent need to defend himself. Something was in the house with him. He normally keeps a metal pole or knife by his bedside. He stated that as he opened his eyes to see this massive lizard-like creature, at least 6 or 7 feet long, was hanging over him, with its mouth wide open and hissing inches from his own face. He said he went on to move, but his arms and legs did not work. He was so frightened that he just closed his eyes, waiting for it to kill him. But for some reason, it let out the most awful scream, and then at that time, he ran out of the house, screaming and pounding on his brother's door, waking him up. His brother is not a person you want to mess about with, so once he learned what was going on, they both returned to the house and began looking for this creature. Once they entered the house, Bebe noticed the only light in the house was on, and he swears he turned it off before he fell asleep. In the morning, after learning of his ordeal, I began asking questions concerning this beast, and I was told by the family there are skinwalkers here, but they are called the Aswan, and they are very, very dangerous. Many times they will kill a pregnant female, taking her unborn child. Next, our piggery. I built it down a hill by a river, and it has several stalls and a nice sized rest house. I don't go down to it much due to medical conditions. We do have pigs and piglets in all of the stalls. Our kids do go down below to help cleaning up, to hang out and play in a river which is shallow, ankle deep most of the time. Sleeping down below is basically quiet except for the flying bugs. Please be mindful that the Philippines has been conquered many times, and its people have been enslaved, murder in mass and tortured. Unfortunately, the United States bloodied their hand here as well. Why is this tidbit of info important to what I'm about to tell you? Well, demons. 3 weeks ago at night, one of the young boys cleaning our piggery was startled when a large, black, hairy arm reached inside the piggery and attempted to grab him. He said once he saw it, he dove out of the stall and began running and screaming up the hill. Once I learned about the incident, I asked how large and long was the arms and hand. He stated absolutely massive. Let's move on to 2 weeks ago, and our adult helper was in the piggery cleaning when the same thing happened to him also, and he did the exact same thing. This time, to my surprise, my grandson was there also, and he told me he saw it as well. I talked to all of them at separate times, and no one has told me what the creature's body or face looked like. What I do know, the next morning, one of the pigs had a massive handprint, including wounds from what appeared to be inflicted by long, large fingernails on its skin. For safety reasons, we now require anyone going down below at night to go in pairs, which is not always possible, but that is the only means of safety we have at this point. I'll install some lights on top of the lights that I installed many years ago in the hope to keep people off the property at night, and also now we will wait and see if any additional incidents occur. In case you're wondering, there is a shadow creature that has been seen by a lot of folks here. It mainly can be seen in a tree at night looking at people, but this is the first time I've heard of it trying to grab people. There is a third incident, but I spoke with someone about it and I am currently awaiting a reply before I make it public. It to me is scary knowing what I learned about what happened down at the stall, and that possibly my child's life is in danger. Regards, Frederick Hillman. Story 2, sent in by my good friend and subscriber, Eric. Hey DMT, Eric here. I have a story for you I think you're gonna like. Okay, here it goes. About 23 years ago, some friends and I were in West Michigan. The lady I was seeing wanted to go to a local cemetery. As we got close to the cemetery, I got this weird feeling. We pull up to the place, park and shut off the car. As soon as I got out, I felt like someone or something was watching us. We started hearing sounds coming from the woods, so I said, guys, let's go. The lady I was seeing didn't want to go. I literally grabbed her and dragged her back to the car. As I'm pushing her into the car, I can hear something coming towards us. My friend starts the car and she takes off. As we started driving away, mind you, this place is in the backwoods, it takes a few turns to get out of the woods and onto paved road. As we are seeing the paved road within sight, I have this bright idea to look behind us. My God, all I see is a large black dog running towards us. I yelled, what the is that? My lady friend that is driving yells, ah, and floors the car. We get to the corner to get down to the town. She slows down and makes the corner. The DMT, this dog is still chasing us. As we head down the road, we're doing well over 60. And this dog, yep, still on our ass. All of a sudden, it was gone. Well, safe to say none of us talked on the way back to town. A couple of years later, a bunch of us are at friends about 30 miles away. This lady, who I'd never met, walks in and looks right at me and says, you saw it. I said, me? She says, yes, you. She says, the demon dog. I said, you what? She says, the black dog that chased you. You saw it. My heart raced as that night played over through my head. The dog wants you dead. She tells me that we were married till they burned her alive at the Salem witch trials. She told me she was a witch and I was a powerful warlock. Tells me that they caught me later and eventually they drowned me. And that's why I don't like the water, which is true. I have a huge fear of drowning. She also tells me I have a spirit guide that is a grey wolf. This lady, she knew so much about that night, and personally, only I knew. I hope you guys find this interesting. Regards, Eric. Wow. Hope you guys enjoyed those two true subscriber stories sent in by my friends and subscribers there. Please, of course, do let me know down below in the comments. Of course, please do like and share. And above all, remember, be safe, not sorry.